What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Sitting Pretty. It's your girl Lolo, and can you tell that I'm so in love with my YouTube sweater? This is episode number 2 of me wearing my sweater. Yes, I wore it back to back. Do I care? Absolutely not, because I love my YouTube sweater. Plus, with the topic that I'm going to be talking about today, I thought it was the best thing to wear. So this week I was actually struggling, trying to figure out what it was that you guys wanted to hear about from me this week. And so I went to my social media, which you guys all should be following me on. If you're not, get to going. And I asked, what did you guys want to hear from me this week? And I got an overwhelming response of people asking me to do a video on how and why I started my YouTube channel. I think the most important thing to do is to start with why I started my channel, because that turns into how I started it. You know what I'm saying? So sit back, relax, get your notebook and pen, and get you ready for 2017. And if I do this video and I don't see any new disabled YouTubers in 2017, I'm gonna be pissed, all right? So don't piss me off. Okay, I'm not really gonna be mad, you guys, but you know what I'm trying to say, all right? So here we go. So we're going to start with why I started my YouTube channel. There was one day my previous supervisor had called me into her office, and I'm thinking it's a regular whatever, you know, something she had to say or something she wanted me to do, whatever. But she had kind of scolded me about my work performance. Now, the thing is that I do my job. I've always done my job, but her problem was that I wasn't doing it in the way that she thought that I should do it. And that really bothered me. And the way her tone, the way she was speaking to me had this overlooming air of, if you don't figure it out, you about to get fired. And that's the part that I really didn't like. And then I didn't like the fact that this person had my livelihood in her hands and could fire me based off of her own opinion of how I should be working versus whether or not I was actually doing my job. And I was talking to my mom, and I was venting to my mom, and I was like, Mommy, I don't like this. I need to do something. What do I do? And she was just like, well, you need to think about something that you're good at that you could make some money off of. And so I was like, well, I don't know, because I'm not a crafty person. I don't know how to make soaps and do-it-yourself projects. Like, I'm not that person. So I was like, well, damn, I really don't know how else to make money. And so I had to really sit and think. What did I already know how to do? What was I good at? And this time, because I'm choosing what I want to do in this moment, I'm going to choose something that I love to do regardless. Immediately, YouTube hit me. Now, at this time, I didn't know, anything about YouTube really, except that I like to, find certain videos and just watch them. And I knew people had become successful off of YouTube, but I didn't know how the money piece of it worked, but I knew there was money behind the YouTube. So I was like, well, I went to college and got my degree in TV production, so I know how to put on a full production. So I was like, well, what am I going to talk about on YouTube? And the first thing that popped in my head was people over the years telling me, you need to tell your story. You need to tell your story. Write a book, tell your story. So I was like, well, maybe I could just share my story on my YouTube channel. So that's how it all started. That is why I started my YouTube channel, because I wanted to figure out a way to become an entrepreneur, have my life in my own hands, and be able to do something that came to me easily and was, beneficial to the world, and was something that I love to do, was a topic that I love to talk about. And even if I wasn't getting paid, it would be something that I would continue to do because I just love it that much. So that's the reason why. And then the how comes into play. once I figured out why I wanted to start my channel, I started doing my research on how to start a channel. Again, I knew nothing about YouTube except what everyone else knew. The number one thing I did was my research. That is probably the number one thing that people forget to do, but is the most crucial part. You have to figure out how to do it. How do you upload? How do you edit? How do you make a thumbnail? How do you get subscribers? How do you get more views? How do you find the keywords? How, like, all of those things make a difference. Because I think what people expect of YouTube, that is just as simple as creating a video, upload it, and all of a sudden you're gonna go viral. No, that's not how it works at all. And where did I do my research? The exact place where I wanted to be, on YouTube. I literally typed in how to start a YouTube channel, and I watched video after video, and I wrote down notes. Because there are some channels where it was like, okay, you have to have this kind of camera, this kind of lighting, and everything else. And it was like, well, I ain't got neither one. So how am I gonna make it work for me? And that was kind of the second part that unfolded after doing all of my research. And it was like, okay, what do I have on me that I can use in order to make these videos? I just thought about, like, well, I'm just gonna use what I have. My first few episodes were all done on my iPad. I used iMovie on the iPad, by the way, which is 10 times more difficult. Editing, I started using my phone as well. One of my best friends had got me one of those selfie light cases on my phone, so that way I could record in dark places. Little to one's knowledge, I used Snapchat. So I would, record snaps throughout the event, save it as one full video, have all of my friends record on their Snapchat, save their videos, they would send them to me, and I would just edit them on up. Now, when it came to lighting, even to this day, I use my window. That's it. Now, for people who may not have good lighting because they, natural lighting because they live in areas, where the sun might not show, there are some pretty affordable lights on Amazon. But the point is, you don't need all the fancy equipment in order to have a good YouTube channel. You grow into the fancy equipment. It's all about finding ways to make it happen. Now that you guys know why and how I started my channel, I think it would only be right that I finalize this video with some top advice tips that I think would be really helpful for those who are trying to start their channel, especially disabled YouTubers. I think a top thing to keep in mind when starting your YouTube channel is to not be concerned about how successful it's going to be right away. Because at the end of the day, say you do have the money to get the best camera, the best lighting, the best graphic designer, the best editor, and made the best video ever, 9 times out of 10, only so many people are gonna come across your video anyways. So it's not like the likelihood of your first video going viral is very, very slim. So you need not worry about how successful it's going to be right away. And I think that's what kind of concerns people when they want to start a channel. I think another thing that people tend to kind of struggle with or have some struggle with is trying hard to make sure that their channel is so different from everyone else's. Look, the fact that you are your own person, you are an individual, is what makes your channel different enough. Think about all the beauty and hair beauty channels that are on YouTube, tech channels that are on YouTube, where they say the same exact thing over and over again. But yet, this video still got 200,000 views. That video got 300,000 views. This one got 400,000. People are watching to be watching. People are gonna like your content as long as they know it's authentic to who you are. that's pretty much it. This question was brought up at the YouTube Accessibility Summit of what advice would you give other disabled YouTubers who want to start their own channel? And across the board, me, Molly, Ricky, and Tommy had all said, just do it. And that's it. This all of this why, all of this how, all of this what would you do, what did you do, what advice do you have, all of that information boils down to one step, and that's to just do it. Because you can learn all of this stuff, you can research everything, get all the equipment you need, but if you don't do it, it won't happen. So you just gotta do it. That pretty much covered the basics. I feel like I addressed everything that maybe people had wanted to know. I hope I did. I, shared with you guys everything on why and how, and gave so much advice on, building a YouTube channel, starting a YouTube channel. So I really hope all of this information helped and you start your own channel. Seriously, it is time consuming. I'm not gonna front. It's time consuming. It can be difficult. It takes work to build the channel, but anything worth doing is worth putting the work in. Well, I hope all of this information helped. If you have any more questions, leave a comment below. If you're a fellow YouTuber and you have any other advice or tips that you want to share with everyone here on the channel, leave a comment below. And again, this is the last month of the year. Get your ducks lined up in a row so that way you can start off with your brand new channel at the top of 2017 and do your thing, baby. And as always, leave a comment, like this video, share this video, and of course, subscribe. It's Sitting Pretty, baby. Peace.